Hey, what's up everyone? It's been a while since my last stream. How you guys doing? So, today I'm doing things a little bit differently. Usually I restream so that it's on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, but today I'm just going to be streaming on YouTube because I've been having some problems with my restream chat box thing, and I haven't been getting all the messages. So I'm just going to be doing it on YouTube. That way I know that I got all the messages here and I'm not missing anything. And I'm also trying to turn off the filter on my YouTube chat. I don't know why it's filtering moderation here. Let's see. Enable live chat. It's like filtering out words like ass and stuff. So I don't know how to turn that off. So sorry, it's gonna have to be like a PG-13 sort of stream today if you want your message to show up. Usually I just leave it unfiltered, but I'm trying out this new thing. Anyway, enough of me rambling about streaming. Jesus. Okay, so I got a bunch of things I got to do before I release episode 12, and another thing is the vinyl and the music CD is being made right now. So for the interface soundtrack, including the music for episode 12, it's all being made. I have all the artwork made, and it's that took me about a week to do that just alone, and it's gonna look amazing. And it's coming out, well, whenever it's finished being made, so I guess it's gonna take them a couple weeks. And after the episode 12 comes out, which will be soon, very soon. So yeah, YouTube has really been sanitizing a lot of stuff, so I think they're actually like, there's some things that are like punishing creators now for having chat comments that are inappropriate. Like I have to read every single comment apparently, which I do read pretty much all the comments anyway, but like nowadays when I release a video, it gets like so many comments. Like I try reading them all, but there's like, it's not always possible. Anyway, you guys just let me know if my voice cuts out or anything, and if the music's too loud, whatever. How do you even put music on vinyl records? Murphman. Well, there's a few different steps. It's basically, it's not too difficult because I don't have to do most of the work. You basically have to master it for vinyl, which means your bass frequencies, like anything below 350 kilohertz, you should make it like center channel, like so that the vinyl doesn't, I don't know, bump around or whatever. And another thing is you have to make sure the high end is not too strong. Like you kind of have to taper that down a bit. Remove some of the frequencies that you don't even hear, like things above 16,000 kilohertz or whatever it is. And try to master, like try to, when you're mixing your music and stuff and making everything, I do it in 48K at 24-bit. Some people just do it at 44.1. But I think like the little bit of extra resolution there helps. Because vinyl, apparently, you can bake it in at up to 96,000 K or something like that. Because it used to be done all with analog equipment. So Yeah, and then it basically, so I send it to them as a one continuous file per side. And so like side A and side B. If you want to put like little breaks in between the songs, you have to give them the exact timestamps, or you can give them individual files, separate files. And then there's a mastering engineer that has to like, he's going to make a reference cut for me, which is going to cost $350 just for that. And I have to listen to that and make sure I did it properly. Play it back on the record player here that I bought just a couple days ago because I don't have one. And then, well, I didn't have one, now I do. And once I give the go ahead with that, then they have to make these like metallic stampers, like out of aluminum. And those are expensive. And they're good for about 1,000 pressings. So all in all, making vinyl is really fucking expensive. But you know, I think I'll break even at least. So hopefully you guys, you know, I'll post where you can buy it on my Bandcamp, and it's going to be shipping worldwide. And I'm going to make about 300 vinyls and 666 CDs. I don't know, 666, like what devil number or something, you know, but like apparently there must have been a promotion or something because it was cheaper making that amount than it was making 500. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, and so, I mean, they're going to send me the reference cut or record, and if I screwed up the reference one, I got to like remake it and then ask for another one. So yeah, it's going to be it's a lot of sunk costs, but you know, if I sell them all, I will break even, so, or make a little bit of profit, I guess. So, and I'm just excited because I spent so much time on the artwork and stuff. Carolina did a painting for the front cover, and it looks amazing. There's a painting on the back too, and the inside, it's just, yeah, I'm excited about it. So. Will you have to cut any songs from the soundtrack to fit on the record? Sam Dean. The only thing I had to cut, I didn't have to cut anything. I was able to fit 20 minutes per side, which is basically episodes 1 to 12. However, there was some ambient stuff that I faded out just a little bit because it was too long, and it would have been for the record, it would have been too long for a physical record. So, but with the CDs and the digital versions that will be available on Bandcamp, it will have the full song. And if you were to buy a record, you would also get the digital versions that come with it, basically, off Bandcamp. So it's pretty much everything you've heard in episodes 1 to 12, with the exception of like the kind of jazz music that's in the restaurant at the beginning there. I didn't include that because it kind of felt out of place, you know. Everything else though is there, including ambient stuff. So. And I also remixed it all, so it sounds a little bit nicer than you originally heard it too, so that took a while. And Control 42, yeah, it will be released on iTunes and YouTube Music and Spotify and all that sort of thing as well. So it'll be available everywhere pretty much, yeah. Chat is not showing on the video. Oh yeah, you know what? That's because I'm doing something new today and I screwed up. Oh, oh fuck. There goes my face. Did you see my face there for a second? Okay, let me just get rid of it because, yeah, I'm just screwing everything up today. Maybe I can reset this? Nah, I can't. It's okay. I'm just streaming on YouTube, so the chat that is right there, I'm seeing that in live, real time. So. All right. Someone's asking me about writer's block, wood and wind, and I'm trying to answer all you guys' questions and stuff. There's a lot of questions these days. A lot of chat moves very quickly. I'll try to answer them as I see them. For writer's block, that's a good question because, you know, when I come up with my stories and stuff, I don't really, like I usually make music first, and I think that helps me with my writing. So if I have the music down, then I know what to do, sort of story-wise. If I have writer's block, I just end up playing around with some music on the keyboard, and that's what works for me. So I don't know about anyone else, but that's what's working for me. So, hey, Charles Lemaine, how you doing, man? Thanks very much for that. And yeah, I was looking at your artwork on Instagram the other day. Pretty cool stuff, man. And I agree, the crayons are like fucking nice. I know how everyone's like, yeah, you drawing with like crayons, it's like a kid thing, but no, crayons are like fucking bright and colorful. I like using them. It's like pastels almost. And pastry waffle, hey man, thanks, I appreciate that a lot, dude. For some reason, when I download music from Patreon onto my phone, it says it's an unknown artist and has no thumbnail. Yeah, that's because SC Wood, I haven't really been mastering things properly, and that means like putting all the CD text and information. But here, I'm gonna fix that though. When the soundtrack comes out, it's gonna be all done properly, and I'm gonna provide a link for Patrons to download for free. It's gonna have all the album art and stuff baked in with the name and the reason why it doesn't have it right now is because I just kind of upload the files that I used to edit with. You know, because otherwise it takes me a long time. I want to do it all like at the same time, the mastering, so everything sounds consistent, if you know what I mean. But that will be rectified when I upload the new files very soon. The Neo-Lutionist, super hyped for number 12. Hey man, first of all, thank you very much. That's very generous of you, and I really appreciate your support. Yeah, man. Okay, so let me just see here what I'm drawing here. I'm drawing a scene from episode 12. I already have like maybe 75% of the episode finished. And there's a lot of stuff I need to do still. I have to get the voice artist to do the lines. I still need to finish the script. But it's coming. And it's going to be kind of cool. It's going to be like the coolest episode, I think, of all previous episodes. Like the coolest looking, I guess. My friend was kind of sad, and I introduced her to your work, and she told me she felt a lot better after, so big thanks. Honestly, marketing, hey, thank you, man. I'm happy people are enjoying my stuff. And it's kind of weird, people find the animation, especially interface stuff, to be kind of therapeutic, I guess. I don't really know why. Maybe it's because maybe the characters, they can relate to some of the characters or something. I don't know. I feel like that, maybe that could be a part of it. Oh yeah, by the way, this is not, because the brain inside the blimp is actually, oops, I'm drawing on the wrong layer again. It's an elongated brain, so I have to make it extended. Hey, Carl's Thumbs, I was just talking about the vinyl. It's being made right now. So basically, as soon as it's being made, I'm going to be putting it in the shop and then releasing episode 12. And so it will be very soon. I'm hoping within a month, but I don't know how long really it takes for them to make the vinyl. They're also making CDs for me, so it's going to be cool. Tigger Bigo. You mentioned that it's therapeutic. It's a combination of the music, serene music, and awesome art style that makes it so. It's like meditating for me. Hey, Tigger Bigo, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Right, thank you very much. Yeah, man, that's what the music is for me. Is making the music is therapeutic in some ways, you know. Because I don't know. It's for when I'm making the music, like it's not really. I'm not too concerned about. I don't know if things repeat too much, you know. Sometimes I listen to music, and if I hear something that repeats, especially with electronic music, I get kind of angry because I'm just like, come on, like why are you so lazy? But I do it myself too. Like some of my songs are very repetitive, but I don't know. I kind of like meditative in some ways, I guess, the way it is. Yeah. What are some of my major musical influences? Well, actually, for that answer, just check out in the description. It should be down there. I have a playlist of music that I usually listen to, and a bunch of other artists, like, well, for Boards of Canada and that sort of thing. And there's other musicians that I listen to more recently, like Lauren and that sort of electronic music, I guess. What prices are you thinking for the vinyl release? That and King Gizzard's new album have been the two I've been very excited for this year. Draven Crichton, I'm not exactly sure. I think the problem is that for me, shipping is going to be more expensive than the actual album. I mean, we'll see, because in Canada at least, it's really freaking expensive. And shipping with Canada Post, they want to charge me like $15 just for tracking. So I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to add tracking on them. However, they are going to be in nice cardboard boxes and protected well and everything. But I'm thinking it might be like something like, I don't know, upwards of $15 to $20 just for shipping. And then the vinyl itself is going to cost me maybe, I don't know, it might be like $15, I think. I don't know if that's reasonable or not. Some people are selling vinyls for like $20 plus like $5 in shipping, and I'm just like, I don't even understand how they can do that, because it, you know, I'm kind of, it doesn't make any sense to me. But well, you know, I'm gonna try to make it as affordable and economical as possible, but it might be a little bit more expensive than I would like, unfortunately. How long before the series did you find yourself drawing Mischief? Peace, please. I actually drew him back in 2009 in an old comic book, and then I would kind of draw him sporadically, randomly for certain things. I'm gonna see if I can find it here. I'm gonna look for something that I put him in. I'm sorry guys, I can't find it right now. Well, I've been drawing him for a while, I guess. 2009 I drew some sort of comic, and yeah. Get a Canada Small Business account, it's free and you'll save 5 or 10% on some kinds of shipping. Honestly, marketing. Yeah man, actually I do have one, and I'm planning on using it when I'm sending the packages. When I'm sending the letter mail, the prints though, with Patreon, apparently it doesn't qualify. So, I haven't really been able to use it yet. I guess maybe with the more expensive shipping it might be usable though. Oh shit. I'm gonna bring you over here. I'm in the hospital right now and the live stream came on and your videos are getting me through things. Thank you. Also just got an interface poster. Cryptogachi. Hey man. I hope you get well soon, whatever you're in the hospital for, and I hope you get better, and I really appreciate that support. Yeah, man. First time I had to really go to the hospital was in primary, like in grade 1 or whatever, or no, the year before grade 1. I broke my arm on the monkey bars. And then I had an asthma attack when I was like maybe 7. Okay. And more recently, there's like, I've been going there for other reasons, but yeah, it's reveal. All 3 frames of my face there, unshaven and everything. Just been, you know, some people have already seen my face because I'm like on Instagram and stuff, and I don't really hide it or anything, but. The other day Caroline and I went to go see this musician in Montreal, and I think you might, like, I don't know if you might be interested in listening to her or not, but I really enjoyed her songs and stuff. So I'm gonna post a YouTube channel here, you guys can maybe check it out later. Let's see if I can find it. Oh shit. Okay. Here's like a playlist. Ryan Jorgensen? Hey man, appreciate that. Honestly, marketing. I'm in Montreal. Hell yeah, you don't live here, do you? Yeah, I live in Montreal. That's pretty cool, man. There's been a couple people I met on here that's in Montreal too. Yeah, I went to see Croy at the Phi Center about a week ago, and I think she's gonna like be huge someday because I was really impressed with her singing abilities. And the musician that she works with, I don't really know his name, but he was like electronic artist, I guess. He made all the music parts, and she was singing, and it was pretty good, man. I was happy to have seen that because I usually don't leave the apartment, but when I do, I try to make sure it's worth seeing, and it was cool. So. Hopefully she becomes more successful. I'm from Italy. Hope you come here to check it out. Hey, Antonio Di Martino. I kind of want to go to Italy sometime. Sometime in the future, probably. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm drawing right now is a scene for episode 12, and it's supposed to be like a room that you can enter where you can look at the brain sort of thing. It's kind of taking me forever to draw, but What programs do you use for animating? My drawing pad isn't really compatible with Animate, but it is with Photoshop. Eyes of Avoid. I'm using Photoshop right now, and this plugin called Animator Toolbar Pro. And you'll see later in the stream, if you stick around, how I use it. But that's what I use. And then I import the files in the Premiere so I can edit it. And I use After Effects to export things and stuff like that. So if you got Photoshop and it's working, I suggest checking it out. You know, there's a free version of this plugin too. But if you want to buy the full version, it's only like $20 or something, $26, I think. TJ Esco, your merch is the best I've seen in a while. Definitely gonna save up. Hey man, thanks very much. You guys have been really supportive with the merch because I've been putting a lot of effort into that stuff because I know you guys appreciate it. But I think even like Teespring contacted me. They're like really excited because the store has so many different unique things, and I just can't say how much I appreciate you guys supporting me through that. Have you ever watched Pilot Red Sun? Your videos, man. Fanny Joker, definitely. He's been a huge influence on the channel, especially when I was starting out, you know. And then I still do pixelated artwork, but I've sort of been kind of doing my own thing since. But he's a huge. I love his videos, you know. And yeah, man. I even talked to him a little bit, so it's pretty cool. And thank you for that super chat, man. I thought interface was over. I don't know why you guys keep thinking interface is over. Like, it takes me a while to make the episode, so I know like an episode will come out and it might be a couple months, but it's not over yet. I'm still, well, this is episode 12. It's going to be like the end of season 1. Then the soundtrack's going to come out, and then I'm going to work on season 2. So that's episode 13, basically. It's just going to take me a little bit longer than I usually. When I was first starting this series, I was kind of pumping the episodes out, but now it's harder for me to do that because there's so much more kind of like story work that I can't just do things randomly, you know what I mean? Like, the first episode was really just kind of random. I had a comic that I made that I based it off of, but now I try to make everything make sense, so. Daily Lizard Speedruns, you're hyped for Pilot Red Sun's next album. I didn't know he was making a new album, man. That's pretty cool. When's that coming out? How many episodes will there be in Interface until you reach the end? Never mind. I'm planning on all the time of it, like all the episodes, to add up to a feature-length film. So I'm about halfway right now. So let's say there's going to be 24 episodes, roughly. And then after that, I will decide whether or not I want to continue or not. We'll see. That's a long ways away. That's probably a couple years away, maybe a year and a half or 2 years. So. Yeah, man, I'm gonna be doing. I want to make the interface kind of like sort of this sort of thing that exists on the internet, where there's like lots of different episodes and they all sort of cross-reference each other, and if you watch them all, everything sort of makes sense. It's like a long-term project for me, so I'm gonna be doing it for a while. And unfortunately, each time I make a new well, it's not so much unfortunately. Each time I make a new episode, I kind of learn something new when I animate, but that also means that I don't want to do it the kind of hacky way I've been doing it before. So it's sort of taking me longer to do the episodes. And I think that's kind of normal with other animators on YouTube. I'm not gonna like take it to the extreme though. Like David Firth, he takes forever sometimes to make a new episode, and I don't want to like wait too long between episodes. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna just kill the momentum. So, but it's I guess it's about balance. Rifle killer, I gotta go, but I'll take a chance to tell you that the show's amazing. Hey man, Rifle killer, thanks for hanging out, dude, and I really appreciate that comment. James Andrew, where are you from? From Halifax, Nova Scotia originally, and I moved to Montreal about 6 years ago. So that's where I live now. Tom Peck, I have a serious question for you. I've seen it tear people apart and turn friends into enemies. What's your favorite Pop-Tart flavor? Oh, it's definitely the chocolate one. It's got like the white sprinkles on it. I don't really know what the flavor is though, but yeah. That's it. Tinfoil TV, what's your favorite type of furniture? Oh man, I'd have to say newels. And if you don't know what a newel is, it's those like hand railings that are on the inside of elevators. So, anytime I go to a hotel or something, and I go to the front desk, I always try to compliment them on their newels. And I inspect their newels. You know. Right, you're from Halifax too, eh? Yeah, man. Halifax is actually an awesome city. It's kind of expensive for rent and stuff, but otherwise, like, it's really nice. Umami Edler. I don't really have any advice for you other than that, you know, there's only so many things you can do, and you might as well make the most of what you can. And try to be the change that you want to see in the world, and that's it. Is there going to be any soup in the new episodes? And can I have it taste of umami? I'm kind of keeping the soup stuff out of the interface stuff because it's just kind of silly, but yeah. there might be another soup episode. By the way, I submitted the new soup video to the Melbourne Animation Film Festival, so we'll see if it gets in. If it gets in, then I might just be making a trip down there. I just did it for kind of a joke because, you know, I don't know. It'd be cool to just see some stuff in a film festival, I guess. The entry it was free, so why not, right? Rise. I'm thinking of moving to Montreal. Hey, and Rail Dog, yeah, man. What's up from Edmonton? How you doing there, dude? I've been to Edmonton too for a couple days. Yeah, Montreal is like pretty cheap because there's like rent control and stuff here for your apartment. The only thing is, if you do live here, you probably want to learn French, but that's not a big deal either because there's like French classes here that are pretty cheap. It's like $60 for 6 months of classes, and The only thing is, you know, can you work and also take French classes? Because the classes are like full-time. You don't have to learn French, but I would just highly suggest that you do if you were to move here, because if you don't already speak French. The rent is much cheaper in Halifax, so I can tell you that. Sleepy Bear. I don't know, man. I just kind of read about things in like science and news and that sort of thing. And if I find something cool, I'll try to incorporate it into my series. I'll read a little bit about it, you know. Because I kind of want the series to be grounded in some sort of reality, whether or not that's conspiracy theories or some sort of science. It just kind of makes the outlandishness of it a little bit more palatable, if that makes sense. Is the plateau still hipster center there? Pretty much, yeah. But I mean, I can't really judge. I'm pretty much a hipster because, you know, like I got a record player and glasses, and I'm wearing flannel right now. I can tell you that much. But I'm wearing it because it's friggin' comfortable. It's like my favorite warm clothes. I don't live in the plateau though. It's way too friggin' expensive. Also, where I live, there's some like nice kind of parks and stuff down here in Verdun, so. Vicky Hedgecock, working in a VFX studio in Montreal too. Hey man, that's cool. Oh yeah, there's a lot of Montreal based visual effects companies here, and they're yeah, they make some really nice stuff here. Some of the stuff they make, there's Rodeo VFX and some other ones too, I guess. Todd Chambers, I always loved watching your streams. Umami, pouring one out this Saturday for Travis de Balabari from Discord, wherever he may have gone off to. Hey Todd Chambers, thank you very much for that. And yeah, man, I don't know what happened to Travis. He was in there for a bit, and I haven't heard from him. I don't know. Well, maybe we'll see from him. I mean, people move in and out of the internet, you know, so I've been trying to be a little bit more active in the Discord too, but I can't really get too involved. Like I just have to work on my animations, you know what I mean? So, hey Charles Lemaine, thank you again, man. And you're drinking Dr. Pepper, eh? Chill of Soul, I'm your soup son. Hey man, I appreciate that. And apparently I have a lot of soup children. A lot of people have told me that they're my soup son. So I appreciate that too. Yeah, and the plateau is actually kind of nice. I mean, in the summertime, there's a lot of stuff happening up there, and there's like restaurants and that sort of thing, and bars. But the bar scene isn't really my thing, so I don't really go out for that. And yeah. Week-old watermelon. Hey man, you order a wall tapestry of the TVs? That's cool, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's really... That one took me a while to do, actually. Making it high resolution and finding the right stills to use. I hope it turns out pretty good, man. Do you work at Adult Swim, or does Adult Swim just support you and work with you? Oh, fajita meat with seasoning. First of all, I really like your name, and secondly, I don't work for them. Like, it's like a contract. Like, they say, hey, do you want to do a couple animations, and we'll pay you, and then they own the videos. So I only know a couple people there from doing those commissions. But no, I don't work there. My brother loves the soup stuff. He introduced me to your videos. It's nice to see someone from this city create something quite original. Hey, Pasha Blaine. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I really like Montreal because of the amount of musicians and stuff here. And I feel like Montreal is a pretty creative city. Yeah, for sure. So, I think, yeah, thinking like YouTube wise though, there's not too much that I know of really, or that I follow. I guess those guys from, what was that show called where they like make a lot of food? I forget what it's called. They were from Montreal originally, I think. Do you think you'll make a shirt of something with a thumbnail from episode 1? Shu Heng Zhang. Yeah, I can do that. I haven't, just a matter of me doing it, I guess. I haven't, but maybe I will do something like that if episode 1. Okay, the thumbnail from episode 1, that's the one where he's like flying up in the sky, isn't it? Yeah, I guess I could do that. It's a pretty good idea. Yeah, I would look out for it in a couple weeks, and I'll keep that in mind. Thanks, man. Tom Peck, thanks for hanging out, man. Question about episode 9 and 11. What was that guy that entered the restaurant? Was that guy that entered the restaurant important? Well, actually, I don't really like answering questions about the series because I want you guys to like figure it out on your own. But I mean, he's somewhat important. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been featured. That's all I can say, really. Not super important, I guess, but if someone's like featured prominently in the episode, like chances are they're playing a role of some sort that's gonna be either having consequences for the characters or something like that. So. Oh, Big H. It's actually surprisingly being the merch sales have been pretty helpful for me, and I'm actually pretty happy about that because that means like with merch people are getting something out of it too, and that's what I like about it the most, I guess. And how you doing there, Big H? By the way, should mention this. With the help of all the moderators, including Big H and CJ and Super Hands and Giuseppe and Victorians and everyone else there. Sorry if I missed anyone, but there's a contest going on in the Discord, and I think it's ending in a couple days. On the 22nd, I think. There's a writing contest, and so you can win some merch for free. And the writing contest is it's about like the day in the life of Mark Zuckerberg. You guys are free to enter. Just join the Discord and join the competition channel there, stream, whatever we call it, channel, and all the rules are listed there. And I will be going through the top entries on a stream in the future. Norwalk. Hey man, I love your work. I wanted to know if you were considering streaming yourself doing music again as well, because it's interesting watching you experiment with sounds. Ray Norwalk. Yeah man, I'll be doing that again for sure. Sometime in the future, I guess. Just today I needed to get some drawing done. But I will definitely consider doing, well, I'm not consider, I will do more. For me, it's kind of more difficult to do music though on stream, because when I usually do music, it's kind of late at night, and I don't know, when I'm like talking to people and stuff, it's just kind of distracting for me. But even if I'm just kind of messing around without looking too much at the chat, I guess I could probably do it. Taking on a lot more mods. Yeah, man, I saw that. That's good, man. If it makes it easier and stuff, for sure. That's pretty cool, man. Would you ever release Interface as a comic later on? Still the question from James McLean, because I really want to buy that comic book. Probably not, because it would be too much on my plate for me just to do by myself. Like, I'm doing my animations, and then it'd be like double the workload for. Essentially, what I'm doing with these animations is making comics that are like videos. If you think about it, they're kind of like little episodic series. They're drawn very similar to comics, I guess. And I feel like the music really enhances it. So a comic would actually be like an experience that would not be the same as the videos, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm not sure about doing the comic, no. Vaughn, I usually do stream on Twitch at the same time, but I'm doing something a little different here, because last time people on Twitch, their messages were not getting to me, and I had to like open up 3 different chat boxes just so I could see all the chat messages, because Restream chat wasn't working, and I was missing messages and stuff, and this was just a little more simpler for me. Again, I might try it again in the future though. Luke Starkiller, do you ever wear your own merch? I've bought merch for like my family and stuff, and I'm actually thinking of buying some like right now because I need new clothes, but I haven't actually bought any myself. But like probably this week I'm going to be buying some things, because like a shirt or something like that, and some socks maybe. Embracement. Yeah, man, the music will be coming out very soon for Interface. It'll be coming on record and CD and digital in a couple weeks. It's being made right now, like the vinyls and stuff, so excited about that. Sam Dean. I have thought about it actually, and for now I don't want to do that, but you know, in the future I might end up hiring some animators or something like that, but not right now. It's too early, I think. If the channel does get like significantly larger, I think I will have to, just to make things a little bit easier for me, because right now I pretty much do everything, with the exception of Carolina helping me out from time to time. So, and of course there has been some contributions by some fans like Zadok and Sebastian. They helped me with some 3D models, but otherwise not really. But yeah, I want to do that sometime in the future. Problem is though, I'm really kind of particular about stuff, so I wouldn't really like want to like hire someone through the internet. It would kind of have to be like I get an office and then hire someone like in an office, you know what I mean? And we work kind of together, so I can just like storyboard things in real time. I don't have to like type it up on the internet, you know what I mean? But that would be something I would try to do in the future, I think, yeah. Sorry guys, I'm just... Where can I find your music? Hey, you go to hexsystem.com or you just search Hex System Bandcamp, you'll be able to find all my music there. It has everything except for the interface music, because that's still being made, basically. Okay, so I think I'm getting close to wanting to do some animation here. My keys in the shell. Yeah, man. A lot of people have been trying to get me to go to Blender, and I did try it, but I'm not going to be switching to Blender. It's just, it's going to make things too complicated for me, and I feel like sometimes simplicity is all I need and all I want. So I did see they added some 2D tools, and they look kind of cool, but it would actually make things a lot more difficult for me. Because I got a workflow now, I'm pretty happy with this. And if anything, though, I might move to a different program like TV Paint or something. But for now, this is working out for me. So TV Paint is like a professional animation program, I guess. There's also a program by Studio Gilby that they released for free that they use for their animations, which I was looking into. Yeah, Simoko, it's not displaying the chat because I kind of screwed up when I was setting things up today, but maybe next time. It's not so much important anymore because now YouTube has the chat on the side. They used to not have that, but also the chat that would be baked into the stream is usually pretty small and not really even that useful, but I see all your chats here. Jolly American, do you make storyboards beforehand or you kind of improve it? Because it's mostly me doing the animation, I don't really do storyboards because I can just kind of visualize it in my head. But if I was working with someone, I would definitely have to make like storyboards. Because what I usually do is I'll just start drawing it. Like, just draw it. You know, if I'm going to make a storyboard, I might as well just start drawing it. If it doesn't work out, I'll just scrap it, you know. Otherwise, it's just like making work for myself. I do scrap things a lot, though. I think the last stream I did on the soup video, I ended up not even using whatever it was that I drew. But, yeah. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna kind of move on here. So if you want to see how to animate in this program, I have it set up so that my timeline's down here. Create video timeline. You have to change the frame rate every time, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. And these are my frames, my background frame, which I can delete. I got my black outline on top. And what I'm going to be drawing in between there is a matte layer, which I will be replacing with the static electricity. Actually, I should use this video layer. For now, I'll just use green, but I could use neon green just so that it stands out, I guess. Mark Armour, I do all the voice acting for Mischief, but everyone else pretty much I hire someone from voice acting websites. And hands, I guess. Turn onion skinning on, which is kind of useful too. Normal. Hey, Sam Dean, thanks for hanging out, man. And Sprite. Okay, man, I'll check that out. Oh, I should save this before my computer freezes and I lose everything. Kelly Pineda. It usually takes me about a month, but this last episode has been taking me a lot longer, and that's because I've been working on like the subscriber special and getting the soundtrack ready and made, stuff, that sort of thing. Do you use OBS or a different stream program? No, I'm using the OBS right now. And yeah, unfortunately my voice cuts out from time to time because I'm using an audio interface and it's kind of buggy. Pufferfish Gaming. How do I feel about it? It was pretty awesome because he gave me a lot of viewers, and I think he asked me before he did it, so like he had my permission and everything. Not that you really need to ask my permission because it's like fair use or whatever, but his video brought in a lot of viewers, and I'm thankful for that. Sorry guys, if I haven't answered your question, it's most likely because it's in the FAQ just down in the description. And yeah. I get asked about my inspiration a lot, and it's just I can only answer it so many times. But I mean, I guess I'm going to have to get used to that if I can continue doing this. Probably should have made that longer. So anyways, guys, how y'all been doing? Are you, is the weather clearing up? Are you able to go outside more often? It actually looks pretty sunny out here. So I might be taking a break after this and going outside for a bit. Let's see if I can add some more frames to this thing. My buttons are all messed up for some reason. Oh well. Shuheng Zhang. Have you heard of the music of some avant-garde composers like Morton Feldman or Karl-Heinz Stockhausen? I don't know if I read those properly. Man, no, I haven't even heard of those guys. But you know what? I'm going to type them up and put them in Google and check them out later, because I appreciate it when you guys send me stuff like that, and I'm going to try to listen to it later on some of my free time here. I would play it now, but I can't because, you know, copyright and that sort of thing. It would get caught in the stream, but yeah, man, appreciate that. I'll listen to it later. It's windy and rainy in Poland. Sadly, that's not pretty for spring at the moment. Yeah. From France, pretty dark outside. Beautiful in Miami here. Miami, man. See, here's the problem though. Like, I would love to live in a place like Miami, but like, if I did, I wouldn't be able to like do my animations because I'd feel so guilty about like being on the computer when it's so nice outside. In Montreal, at least, it's like kind of snowy and dark for most of the year. Actually, I kind of have that problem in the summertime where it's like really nice in Montreal. And I have to like continue animating. I have to at least do something every day because otherwise I'll fall behind on my stuff. What I tried to do last summer was I worked in the evening, like I'd go out in the afternoon and then I'd come home and work in the evening on the computer. It's not so bad. Oh yeah, I definitely love Francis Bacon artwork, so I'm a big fan of his stuff for sure. You stay inside all day because it's too hot. Well, maybe, yeah. I can see how that would make sense too. Dude, sometimes in the summer though, it gets like nasty gross in Montreal because there's so much, like we're surrounded by water. It gets very humid. I have this dehumidifier in the room where I'm working, and sometimes I have to like empty it 2 or 3 times a day. It like fills right up with water. How old are you? Salman Aldel. I'm 28 years old. McKee's in the shell. No, man, I haven't seen Ergo Proxy or Serial Experiments Lane. Not at all, man. Leach-san, thank you very much. Sam McArdle, appreciate that. The thing in Miami, hot humidity makes you melt. I can feel my bones boiling. Bone soup is only good in the winter. All right, well, maybe it's, yeah, I've never really been to Miami, so I've been to Florida, but, you know, I've been in Florida in, like, the springtime, so I don't know what it's like in the summer, but, yeah. If it's making bone soup, that doesn't sound very good. Do you know VCV Rack? It's a modular synth simulator. It's an amazing, differently way to create music as opposed to using concepts like tracks from DAWs. VCV Rack. Okay, yeah, man. I think I've seen some of this stuff before. I think I actually followed some channels that do that sort of thing. And I'll have to take a look at it. I haven't really gotten too much into it though. Do you play any video games? Yeah, for sure. I play video games. I've been playing. The one I've been playing the most recently is this game by Crytek that used to make the Far Cry games, the first two Far Cry games, I think. And then they made the Crysis series. But now they got this new game called Hunt Showdown, and it takes place in the like Louisiana or like New Orleans sort of thing, and it's like person versus enemy, sort of. Not battle royale exactly, but it's like slow paced, and I don't know, I just really enjoy it. I think it's awesome. It's really difficult though, like people are really good at playing it. If you guys are looking for a new game, I highly recommend checking it out. At least it's on Steam Early Access. They're still working on it, but it's my favorite game right now. Otherwise, Shenmue 2 and 1 was on sale a couple weeks ago, and I bought that because I used to play Shenmue back in the day. And now they're making Shenmue 3, which looks pretty good from what I can see in their new trailer. So I don't know if you guys ever played that Japanese game. Shenmue, but it's kind of like a cool Street Fighter game that's not really focused on street fighting as much as it is like, I don't know, just like day-to-day living. It's kind of like day-to-day living, but then once in a while there's like street fights. It's kind of weird, but I enjoy it. So it's fun thing about that game is like you just pretty much go to sketchy locations all the time. That's all you do. Like you have to go gambling and go to sketchy warehouses, or like deal with some creepy man like on the 30th floor of some apartment building, and you have to ask everyone like where to go basically. And you just, you know, first thing you do is find some 5-year-old kid on the street and be like, hey, do you know where I can go gambling? And then you like ask them again, and they have like a different answer because they recorded 8 different variations of answers for you for no reason. For like all the characters, and there's like 500 characters. It's kind of a crazy game. So I'm looking forward to the third one whenever that comes out. Do you feel like it's more viable to become an artist today with the rise of the internet, Patreon, Instagram, other platforms for publicity? Activate designs. Yeah, man. Or yeah, I think so. Especially these days, before Patreon existed. Like when Dave Firth was starting out, I don't think it was easy as it is now, because he was kind of like one of the first people who really made a popular web series, but he did it before like you could even monetize videos on YouTube, you know what I mean? And now you can monetize videos on YouTube. They're encouraging you to make merch and Patreon and all that sort of thing. I think if you're willing to put the effort in and work every day, and you have something that's unique that people will want to watch, you can do so. But here's another thing. It depends on what you're doing, because I made paintings and stuff before, and tried selling them through the internet and that sort of thing, but it didn't really go anywhere. But like the animations that I started out making too were kind of like meme animations, and it's really hard to like, you know, have an artistic career and become popular enough on the internet that you're able to sustain yourself as a business. And sometimes you have to do things that you know will be popular on the internet just so you can do the artistic things within that vein. So what I'm saying is I enjoy looking at memes and stuff. So I made like my first animations were like Ronald McDonald and that sort of thing. It doesn't bother me too much. But like, depends on what you're doing. Like if you're saying you want to be a painter and you just want to be painting, you can do so. It's probably easier today than it used to be. However, there's not so much of a huge market for people buying paintings and that sort of thing, you know? So it depends on what you're doing. And you know, I feel like with animation particularly, there's a market for it because not that many people are doing animation anymore, especially on the internet, so, or hand-drawn animation at least, you know? Sorry for the long-winded answer, but I do think it is easier these days than it used to be, for sure. Michael Jones. Hey, first of all, man, thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate that a lot. The Hunt Showdown is intense. I actually shake while playing it. True horror. Also, you like brawlers. You should try Yakuza. Hey, man, we'll check out Yakuza. I've been looking at that too. But yeah, Hunt Showdown. I'm super like enthusiastic about that game because they only got like 2 maps and stuff, right? But it seems like almost every match plays out a little bit differently, and it's one of those games that you have to really kind of get good at, otherwise you will be demolished. And yeah, I think I recommend that game for sure. Okay. Hey, Dog the Weirdo, I can't join your Discord server for some reason. Is it saying why? Like, does it give you a reason? Like, does it say why you can't join it? The link should work, but I guess maybe... The consumer taste in artworks and artist work isn't really into some people's stuff right now. Bums me out at artist alleys at conventions and stuff. Reed Cook 59. Yeah, man. And I don't know. I guess that's just kind of how it's always sort of been. And you kind of, I don't know. You have to like play to the market a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't really... Just kind of had the reality of being an artist. It's always been sort of difficult. Man, this brain shot has taken me forever, but it's going to be kind of cool when it's finished. Ansley Harriet, how does one donate without a credit card? I don't know, man. I think if you want to do that, there's actually on the Streamlabs, there's a which is in the description, I think. There's like a cryptocurrency thing. I don't know if you do that or not. Otherwise, I don't know. Anyway. Currently drawing while watching you, the eye stare. As I give my existence, they never say thank you. Maybe I should give them those next. Okay. Hey, greetings from Seattle. I love your art and animation. Hey, Katie Wood, thank you for that. Appreciate it. New artists always have to reference old artists in the beginning in order to be noticed. Lisa. And hey, Lisa, you know what? That's really, that's like really a good observation, you know. These days, yeah, I think that's really important because in order to, oops, this is not the right color green. I think that was true in the past, and I think it's still true today. People are not very inclined to... I don't know, man. I even find myself doing it sometimes too. Like, it's hard to get excited about artwork sometimes, you know what I mean? These days, with all the different sort of things people can get excited about, you know, it's just, it's harder. You know, the art world isn't really what it used to be. There's so many other different things people can do. And I feel like artists themselves are just taking the same roles that they used to, but they are in different positions that, unfortunately, they may not be as well known for. Like, there's perfectly good creative artists working in visual effects or in video games, but you never really get to know who they are because there's like 50 of them or something on a team, you know? But someone could be responsible for this really cool visual that's in a video game, and unfortunately they're just kind of unknown. That's just the reality of the way things are, I guess. There's a game I bought on the Switch, Umami, and it reminds me of your videos. It's called No Thing. Arif Khan. No Thing. Hey man, I'll check that out afterwards. That looks kind of cool. The Hexter. Yeah, man. I mean, I've been pretty happy with how things have been going. Oh, by the way, you guys, like, YouTube's gonna be sending me a little 1,000 subscriber plaque, and I just want to say thank you for subscribing, because I will post a picture of that when it arrives. They said they have are making it or something, so it's coming. I'm excited about that. Might need to head out shortly, but wanted to say love your work. And James McLean, thank you for hanging out with us, and see you later, man. Terrorist, how did you get into making these videos? Well, I used to make animations like way back in the day, and they were not very good, but they were like Lego animations. And I got started doing these animations last year, I guess. So my friend from Halifax came to visit. I told the story a few times, but basically it's just like, why aren't you making animations anymore like you used to? I didn't really have any good reason other than that there was no technique that was available that I wanted to do. I didn't want to do Lego animations again. And I didn't want to do like stop frame or paper or hand drawn. I've all sort of done that sort of thing, a little bit experimented, and I realized how much difficult work it is. But then I came across that, you know, other YouTube animators like Pilot Red Sun, and I realized that it doesn't have to be like animation you see on television. It can be like pixelated and it can be kind of low resolution, and it doesn't even have to be drawn particularly well, you know, so long as you're able to tell a story with it. So that's kind of how I got into it, I guess. Here I am a year later, or a year and a half. Hey, software, thank you, man. Will this live stream spoil anything? Can't watch it, so. Martin M, it's not really spoiling. I mean, I'm drawing a scene from episode 12 of Intertaste, but it's not going to really spoil anything other than you'll see the shot when the episode comes out, but, I mean, it's not going to ruin things, I don't think. It's looking kind of cool, eh? I think I need to put a few more, like some down here, some over here, some over here. Oops. Activate design, say thank you, man, or yeah. Hey, Umami, greetings from France. P to loop, P. Well, thank you for that. Kush Kebab, what are your favorite TV shows? I like watching Dateline NBC, which is kind of weird, I guess. Jeopardy and Survivor. Those are my favorite TV shows. And I guess also like Better Call Saul right now, if you guys have ever seen that. It's like a spin-off of Breaking Bad, but with Saul Goodman. And I think it's actually like better than the original program. It's more like subtle and I don't know. If you guys haven't seen it, I think you should check it out. I mean, I watch Dateline NBC. I find that they drag things out way too much, though. It's just kind of, I like putting it on the background when I look. Are you going to finish the scene and end it, or are you going to do a few more? Fajita meat with seasoning. I'm probably just going to be finishing this one scene, and then that's it for today, because I end up running out of energy, especially when I'm streaming after a couple hours. Unfortunately, the scene isn't particularly visually too interesting. But I mean, it is interesting, I guess. But there's not much going on. I guess it's just the brain there. But I may not even be able to finish the scene today because there's going to be more to it than just the brain. But yeah. Charles Lemaine, do you listen to Bjork? Yes, thank you, Charles Lemaine. I really do like Bjork's music, actually. I used to really be into Bjork, and then I just listened to it way too much. But there's that song, All Is Full of Love, which is pretty cool. Everything, well, there's the remix, I guess the new version, where it's like robots and stuff. Apparently the original song, I tried listening to it, and it just doesn't do much for me. But yeah, I like Bjork. Snowflake. Yeah, that scene where you see the face and the electricity, it's generated from the NVIDIA reference. So you probably see it in like the credits there. They released that video as like attribution only, so you can use it if you just credit them. And I was like, all right, that looks like pretty cool. Use it as a reference and to make, you know, the morphing faces, because otherwise it would be pretty difficult to do hand drawn on my own. Angela Oka, thank you for hanging out and see you later. Do you think interface got successful because of the story or the animation style? I don't think it was the animation style. Oh shit, you see this little thing down here? That shouldn't be there. I like drew it on the wrong thing. I wasn't even paying attention. It's okay, I can just do this. Make a mask. Goodbye. Now I think, yeah, it doesn't show up. I think it was just a combination of the still images. Maybe I guess it had a little bit to do with the animation style. Probably the mixture of music too. Why can't I select the green there now? Oh, jeez. Oh, that's why. Okay. Over underscore. Yeah, I've definitely seen Felix Colgrave's animations for sure. And the Big Les show, you guys seen that? It's very similar, like it's pixelated sort of web series. It's not similar in terms of story, but it's similar in terms of, I guess, how it's being made. But I think they use MS Paint. Hey guys, I gotta go get some water. I'm drying up. I'll be right back. Oh wait, shit, I got water right here. Okay, never mind. I loaded up, I had 2 glasses ready. RailDog01. Poutine or donair? If I had a choice, I would choose a poutine. I mean, sorry, donair. For sure. Poutine's good, but like, nothing is as good as like the spicy, like, donair meat. You know what I mean? There's a place nearby where I live that makes a pretty good poutine though, so it's hard to compare. It's weird how like food like that is popular in localized areas, but it's not really that popular outside of them, you know what I mean? Like you can't really get a donair outside of Halifax. They got things here called donors, and they're like not even the same. Or what else do they have? They have those Slovaki wraps, I guess. They're not. That's not the same thing either. If you guys don't know what donairs are, it's like this kind of wrap made out of spiced mystery meat. That's you can only get in Halifax apparently. And it comes with donair sauce, which is kind of like this sweet, vinegary kind of custom-made sauce. I don't really know what it's made out of either. But it's like amazing. It's just really messy, that's all. So if you ever visit Halifax, try to get a donair sometime. Studio and Limbo. Right now it's just me working by myself, but I do have some, well, Carolina helps me draw sometimes. But I don't have like a team per se. Not yet anyway. Do you live in Halifax? No, I used to live in Halifax. I'm gonna go visit Halifax this summer though, because my cousin's getting married. But I'm living in Montreal now. Studio and Limbo. Hey, thanks, man. Did you create Mischief's visual design, his voice, and his place in the story first? I made Mischief's like visual design a long time ago, like 2009. And then his voice, I kind of decided when I was making the episode 1. And then his character I wasn't even 100% on until later episodes were made. So I wasn't even sure if he was going to be friendly or not, or evil, and his intentions are still kind of unknown, which is a good thing, because I don't want people to be able to figure him out that easily. But I guess he kind of took a long time to develop, but and then he's also based off of a mixture of other characters that exist in pop culture, somewhat like Dr. Manhattan, although he's not exactly the same thing. He's got same sort of abilities, I guess, where he can sort of do things like just spontaneously transform into things, and but he's definitely got a different personality for sure than Dr. Manhattan. It's kind of like if Dr. Manhattan had like a dopamine addiction. And so he just did things that he found amusing all the time. Do you have any advice for an aspiring artist, film photography and painting? Well, that's kind of what I have been doing for the past while. I went to film school or art school back in 2008 to 2012. I'd highly recommend that because I don't think I'd be able to create the things that I do without going there, but I'm not saying you need to go to art school. I think that if that's what you really want to do, you should pursue it to a standard that is recognized by other institutes. It will help you get a good footing on what you want to do in the future. And also working with people and networking is important too, especially when it comes to filmmaking. So, other than that, you got to keep at it every single day. That's all I can say is if you get a full-time job, you have to make time and be creative on your own. And you can't just, it can't feel like a job. It has to feel like you have to be creative because that's what you want to do. And eventually, I think if you work at it hard enough, you will be able to use those talents that you've developed and turn them into a career or something that you are able to call yourself an artist, I guess. I don't really. It's like it's up a little, like it's kind of like what you make of it. You know what I mean? I would have still been like, if I didn't make this channel and my music wasn't very popular and stuff, I'd probably still be making the music just for myself. And that's kind of just how I've been, because I mean, that's how I've been doing it for the past 10 years, really. My music has been out there on Hex System, whatever. It hasn't really gotten any traction, but I would have just kept making it anyway. You have to make it for yourself, you know? That's my advice, I guess. Michael Jones just wanted to do another quick donation. Hey, man, listen, I really appreciate that, and I love your content so much. It keeps me sane while working. Keep it up, man. Well, thank you, Michael Jones. Omar, what's up? Had a stressful week. Your strangely calm voice. It's a good way to start my weekend. Hey, man. I never thought that my voice would be calming to people. But thank you. Outside of the shorts, has Adult Swim ever talked about an actual show? If not, they are completely insane. Chaos Theory. I didn't sign any NDAs or anything, so I mean, they didn't. No, they haven't. And to be quite honest, I'm not entirely sure if that would be the best direction. You know, I don't know how they work. I know that there's a ton of notes. I know there'll be other creative people involved. I know I'd have to give up some creative control. And I know it would be fucking stressful. And I probably may not be able to talk to you guys like I am right now. So it has its ups and downs. And no, they haven't talked to me about that. They're just interested in the shorts for now, I guess. Down the road, who knows, you know? But for now, I'm just happy making these on YouTube, so. Charles Lemaine, do you think my art could ever evolve in art school? Definitely, man. Definitely. And, like, if you go to art school, I mean, like, here's the thing, right? Like, being an artist and making a living from artists is really fucking difficult. Pardon my language, but, like, it's tough. So, the thing is, like, if you're gonna go to art school, like, here's the thing. I graduated art school, okay? I was a video editor for a couple years, and then I got laid off. And I was making shit money. I was making like the lowest amount of money as a salary you can make, basically, and for a video editor. And things were not looking good. So if it wasn't for me starting the Stereochroma company with Caroline and eventually making documentaries and then also doing client work and working from home and then eventually moving on to do these animations, I probably wouldn't be doing very well right now. Financially. So it's tough, okay, if you want to be an artist. Just keep that in mind. However, if you really want to do it, you know, art school will be an excellent way to develop your skills and meet new people and to make the most of your talents, you know. And I just want people to be aware that, like, when you want to be an artist, it's going to be very difficult. So maybe think about, you know, what you also like to do that might be practical. But because, like, for me, what that practical part was video editing. I always knew that I'll try to do my art, my music and stuff, but if that doesn't work out, I'll still be able to video edit for corporate jobs, which I've done a lot of. and you know, kind of more boring, but it's still video editing, right? Sort of work, right? So it's kind of like a fallback for me, which still works into this creatively for me, because as a video editor, I'm able to use these skills to make these animations. Yeah, so I'm thinking, like, if you want to go to art school, you should definitely do it, but also try to not major, like, don't force yourself to major in something you're not interested in, but think about areas that will be beneficial for both art and from a practical point of view. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like things that you'd be able to use that you would gain as an artist outside of just being an artist, and that way you can potentially work in your field or work in a creative capacity, but also not completely like, you know, not be able to have a job or whatever, because as a creative artist, it's very difficult. I hope that's a good answer. I don't know, really. I'm not really the best at giving advice, so just take everything I say with a grain of salt, I guess. Chaos Theory, do you ever see the personal portrait tier on Patreon opening back up? I do, but I've been putting it off for a long time because I need to get this episode out and I've been really busy, so. And they take me about an hour to do, excuse me, each, and it's it kind of it sets me back in my animation a bit. I will probably open it up sometime. Vicky Hedgecock, how do you deal with the stress of deadlines? I guess it depends on what it is, but I always kind of just started things, no matter how little I did, I try to start them as early as possible. So at least I started something, you know? And then it's kind of thinking in the back of my head. And then each day, just do a tiny little bit. Whatever you do, don't leave it to the last minute because you'll hate yourself. That's all I can say about that, really. And that's kind of how I do with these animations. I just do a little bit each day. It adds up over the month, and then you have an animation at the end of the month. But if I tried doing it all at once, I would go crazy. So. Thank you. I want to try it out. I was going to go into mortuary science, but art is very important to me too. I guess mortuary work could be my practical part. What is mortuary science? I'm not even sure what that is. Sorry, man. I gotta look that up. Mortuary science is the study of deceased bodies through mortuary work. Okay, so like it'd be like an autopsy or that sort of thing. That's some gruesome work, man. But you know what? If it's what you want to do, go for it, because it's you know, people got to do it. It's an important job. But yeah, I think like that's something, you know, you could probably do a little bit of both of, you know, if you want to be creative on the side, or if you want to be creative as your main gig, you know. And I don't want to like give advice and make people base their decisions. I just want to be like, if people have a question for me, I'll try to answer it, but you know, it's up to you guys to make your own decisions, really. I just want to like kind of speak from a little tiny bit of experience I have from going to art school. Okay, so I got this shot done. I'm going to import it in After Effects and show you how I do the matte there. Flakesy, did you design your own merch? It's awesome. Any new designs coming soon? I don't really have any new designs coming soon because I've just been animating so much and working on the music album that's coming out. But yes, I've been doing all the merch myself, and I put a lot of effort into making sure that it will look the best that it possibly can look on their shirts and that sort of thing. And everything has like crisp, sharp pixels, and you know, so thanks, man. Hey, Charles and man, you don't know too many people who graduate from art school yet. If there's an art school in your town or whatever, you might want to just reach out to their alumni, and you can just, on Facebook, they might have like an alumni group, and just ask a general question if anyone's willing to speak to you about their experience. I'm sure you'll get tons of people who will want to say some things, you know, give you a better idea of what you want to do. Okay. Let me just import this file. Okay, so there's my brain. Let's make the shot like, I don't know, like, I'm just going to make it 20 seconds. I don't know if that's how long it's going to be. It's probably not, but. So, In After Effects, if you want to loop something, you just right click on the layer, go time, enable time remapping, hold down the Alt key on the little stopwatch there to bring down the expressions. Go to loop out under the property tab there. Go right to the end here, the second last frame of the animate or the thing right here, right before it cuts out, and then you make a keyframe and you set this one to 0. You drag it out, you got a looping animation. Next thing I'm going to add is my noise layer. Hold on, I gotta find it. Okay, so this is the same thing, you just enable timing mapping. Do that thing with the stopwatch, second last frame, or it's actually the last frame. And then set this back to 0. Okay. So now I got 2 looped things, and I can take out my key, linear color key out the green. Set that to 0 because it should be. Or maybe just a little bit. 0.1. And oh, my green over there. I did that in the wrong color. So I might just make this. Oh Jesus, I screwed up. I can actually just do 2 different colors at once. So copy and duplicate that and change this to this color. There, okay. There. So there's my brain with the sort of cerebral electricity running through it. Looks like the loop kind of messes up somewhere. Like kind of cuts off. Let me just look at my file for a second here. Yeah, like right there, like things disappear for a sudden. Oh no, I think it's fine. Any thoughts on fine art versus commercial art? I don't really have any. I feel like the lines are being blurred these days. I feel that fine art is looking very commercial and commercial art is looking kind of fine, you know? If that makes any sense. Sadly, I gotta go. Hey, lovely Mad Hatter, thank you for hanging out. Terrorist, do I sell any merch? Oh yeah, I do have a merch store. I will post a link right now. It's on Teespring. If you're looking for it, I think it's... It should be in the description, actually. Just check out the Teespring in the description. Do you use your pen for moving the mouse cursor, or do you switch from pen to mouse? Snowflake. I use the tablet, the drawing pen for drawing, and then I use the mouse for clicking and stuff. Like when I'm editing, because I find that using the mouse is easier for some things, and then using the pen is easier for drawing, so. So that's basically the animation right there. But I'm gonna do more to it because I think it needs a lot more to it than just that. I'll probably do some flickering sort of effects to it and that sort of thing. Yeah. Merab's Adventures, hey, thank you very much. South, who's your favorite Someone was asking me about this earlier, but it definitely has to be Francis Bacon. For sure, Francis Bacon, I love his stuff. Listen, guys, I know some of you guys are just joining me right now, but I'm thinking I'm actually going to end the stream because I'm running out of energy, and I got a major part of this animation done. This is what I did today. I'm going to be... So, the vinyls for the soundtrack, episodes 1 to 12, are being made, like, as we speak right now. And CDs are also being made. And I made the artwork and the cover cases and stuff look really cool and creative. I don't want to show you it right now because I don't want to ruin it, but when they come out, they will be coming out within a couple weeks. Yeah, so it's going to be on vinyl and CD and digital, like Spotify and Bandcamp and all that sort of thing. So I'll be posting about that. I'm also going to post the entire soundtrack on my YouTube channel, just as a video, so it will be there too. And listen, guys, thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for everyone for your donations and that sort of thing. I appreciate the support, and I'm really looking forward to releasing this episode 12 because it's going to be cool. See you guys in the future. All right, bye now.